there, movie fans. Time for a brand new episode of FYC, the best award season, weekly award season show from now until March, the 97th. 97. We are just a few years away from the 100th Academy Awards. They better get a good host for that. Maybe the three of us, me, the amazing Perri Nemiroff, the mighty Jeff Snyder, and Jeff's new place. Loving the pictures on the walls, Jeff Snyder. Very, very, very nice. Okay, so we are covering Best Supporting Actress in this episode of FYC. So I always start by asking this question. What is your take on the field of supporting actress, Perri?
I'm feeling good about this list. Probably no surprise. There's one or two that I haven't seen yet that I have a good feeling are going to wind up snagging nominations. But of the ones that I've seen, I have great enthusiasm for their campaign this season, which always makes me happy.
All right, Jeff, what about you? What's your take on supporting actress? He's shaking his head. Uh-oh, what do you think?
Weak year as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I haven't seen Emilia Pérez yet, which I think has a lot to do with that. But
that'll make a big difference.
I'm not loving the lineup so far.
Well, one thing I noticed about my lineup, at least my top five here, is that all of the nominees that I'm picking here for my top five, if they are nominated, they will all be first-time Oscar nominees, which is really interesting. And on one hand, I feel like this is a really strong field. On the other hand, I feel like after a couple, and I say this all the time, after a couple of one, two, maybe three, I have a hard time picking 4 and 5. I keep kind of flipping them around. So this is going to be an interesting conversation. But I'm going to start with you, Jeff. Who's number one on your list for supporting actress?
Oh, boy. Well, sight unseen, I have to go with Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that she is kind of like the real lead in Emilia Pérez. And so I feel like having that extra screen time could help propel her in the supporting category. Obviously, she's been around a long time and paid her dues, maybe on the blockbuster side more than the prestige movie side. But I think people are looking forward to seeing this sort of new dramatic side of her and everything. And I think she's got a good chance.
I have her at number one as well. And you probably heard all about the stuff from me and Perri in past episodes of FYC. But it's just a lead performance. But, she is... they put her in supporting, and it's a super, super, super strong supporting performance. This will be her first nomination if she gets nominated, and she will. I think we can guarantee that. Perri, where is Zoe on your list?
This is an ensemble piece to me, but I think it was a really smart move to put her in the supporting category because I think it made her the clear frontrunner. She is my number one right now, and one of the things that excites me so much about her performance in this, and another one that'll likely come up later in the conversation, is I went into this having all the faith in the world that Zoe Saldana was a phenomenal actor and she had endless range. Yet what she does in this, I think, expanded my expectations for that range even then. And that's a really damn cool thing. So she is my number one, and I am thrilled she's my number one.
I cannot wait to see this movie again. And I said this before, I think this is really the best chance that Netflix has had over these last few years.
I'm seeing it again soon, Mance, and I'm so excited.
I can't wait. I mean, I really can't wait. Okay, so Perri, who's your number two?
Excuse me. I got so excited that I took a deep breath and made myself cough. My number two is someone from a movie that I just saw fairly recently. I'm going with Ellis Taylor for the Nickel Boys. She just swoops in and I feel like just has your eye so immediately drawn to her. And I think this speaks to her role in the film, but I just found her like love and warmth in that part, and the scene she has utterly infectious. And there's a lot of other things that I quite liked about the movie. And I think she's a standout in it regardless. I think she really shines big time. So I'm going with her for my number two right now.
All right, Jeff, what about you? Is Ellis Taylor, who was a nominee for King Richard a few years ago, is she on your list? Bless you, Perri.
She is not. She's in the list of honorable mentions. Ooh. Again, Nickel Boys I haven't seen. I've heard that she is the standout performance in that film, but it just feels like that movie isn't really getting traction or going anywhere this season.
I don't have Ellis Taylor on my top five either, but she is in my honorable mention, but not even near the top of the honorable mention.
Ditto.
I feel like she was definitely strong in the film, but I just don't think the movie's getting the traction that it needs for the movie to stand out, and certainly for her performance to stand out. It's a divisive film. It's a long film. I appreciate the perspective that the movie takes with, like, sort of breaking the fourth wall for the entire time, but I just don't feel like it's getting enough chatter for her to land an Oscar nomination. In that case, Jeff, your number 2.
My number 2 is another actress whose work I have not seen. Sight unseen, I will go with Saoirse Ronan for Blitz.
Ooh.
Okay, all right. Saoirse Ronan for Blitz. That movie just started screening. It had its world premiere at the London Film Festival. Movie's getting kind of mixed reactions. I'm seeing it tonight, and I really can't wait. I kind of have Saoirse Ronan on the bubble at the moment. She's my number 1 honorable mention. That could move up, certainly after I see the film. I'm really looking forward to it. Directed by Steve McQueen, who directed the Oscar-winning Best Picture 12 Years a Slave.
And what award did that win? What Oscar did that win? On the performance side? On the performance side.
On the performance side, that one for Lupita Nyong'o for supporting actress. Why do you ask?
Here we are talking about supporting actresses.
Okay, well, hey, there you go.
Steve McQueen has a track record of getting people nominated in this category.
Saoirse Ronan is a prior 4-time Oscar nominee, supporting actress for Atonement. Remember, that film came out in 2007. Then lead actress for Brooklyn, Lady Bird, and Little Women. And she also has the Outrun, so she could potentially be a 2-time nominee this season. Maybe.
She's going to be visible this season. 2 is probably too high, but I feel confident she won't be ignored.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, she could move up by the end of this conversation. My number 2 is an actress who I was surprised has never been nominated for an Academy Award, despite being a legend and a descendant of a legend. This is a film that I think is going to get tons of Oscar nominations across the board because it is that kind of film. Of course, that's Conclave, a movie that I loved. And it's the opening night film for the San Diego Film Festival this coming Wednesday, which will already be old by the time this episode drops. Isabella Rossellini for Conclave. And I think that her career will also boost her to get a nomination. And I also think that the other Oscar nominations for this movie she'll sort of go along for the ride, if you will, for lack of a better term. Do either of you have Isabella Rossellini on your list?
I do.
Where do you have
well?
Okay, where do you have her, Perri?
Number 3.
All right, Jeff, what about you?
I have her at number 4.
Okay, Perri, why is she your number 3?
I still haven't seen Conclave. That is one of my first orders of business after I get back to LA when Comic-Con is over. But I have said this before on previous episodes of FYC. I have heard lots of good things about Conclave, and I have a feeling it's going to have a very strong run overall ahead of it. But it's Isabella Rossellini. Why would I ever doubt the quality of her performance, and also at this point her Oscar chances too? I've got a good feeling that this is going to pan out well for her.
Jeff, why is she your number 4?
I think she's just totally different than any of the other actresses I have in contention. Like, she's the veteran presence. And I think that will actually help her stand out among a sea of ingenues. And there will be a feeling that she is overdue. So I think she's very comfortably in this season.
I agree completely. So then, Jeff, who's next on your list that we didn't get to?
My number 3 is who I would vote to win at this moment. And that is Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. Okay. I thought Felicity Jones comes into the second half of that movie and is like a firecracker. I thought the scene where she, stands up for her husband towards the end was fantastic. So I think she is going to get nominated. A win may be out of reach, but I think she's going to get crack the field.
Well, if she does get nominated, it'll be her second nomination. She was nominated for Best Actress, Lead Actress for The Theory of Everything. So, Perri, is Felicity Jones on your list?
Number 4. I have also not seen The Brutalist yet. That is another one that I will be seeing after Comic-Con wraps up. But given all the high praise I've heard for the movie and knowing her quality of work and everything she does not surprise me to hear she's on Jeff's list. And I have lots of faith that this is going to work out for her as well.
Well, Felicity Jones is on my list of honorable mentions.
And you tricked me there, man. So I was with you for a second.
That was a deliberate trick, Paranormal Activity. And again, by the end of this conversation, she could move up. Again, this is a tough thing to just lock in all 5 before we talk about it. Talking about it makes me think differently about it. And you're right, Jeff, that speech she gives in the second half of the film and the way she takes over the second half of that movie, almost sort of, because Adrian Brody is magnificent in the film. That could land a nom. I'm curious to see how many people watch a 3.5-hour movie, even with an intermission. Maybe they'll watch it from their, Oscar app, the screening room, because I feel feeling like this is the kind of film that people will watch, but maybe not all at once. But she's my honorable mention for now. Right now, my number 3, I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name because I'm going to be saying it a whole lot. Leonie Bennett from September 5th. Now, there's a movie that I freaking love. I saw it a second time over the weekend last weekend, and it is just fantastic. Did you guys have a chance to see it?
I did, man. So I am so excited about her performance. She didn't make my list yet, just because I think I still need to see a little more buzz behind the movie overall to really suggest to me that she can get in over who I have at my number 5. But I will tell you, while all the performances in the movie are great, she was a consistent scene stealer from start to finish, and I was just really impressed by her presence in the midst of a bunch of other heavyweights who are delivering good work. So I would like to see her in the mix here.
I hope she gets in the mix. I mean, I think that movie is just so great. Jeff, is Leonie Bennett in your top 5?
I have her on the bubble right now. I have her at number 6, my number 1 honorable mention. But that's just because I haven't seen September 5th, and that's because a certain studio hasn't invited me to see it. So as soon as I see it, I can't wait to talk about her performance.
Okay, we got to get you in a screening of September 5th. Paramount, if you're watching, invite Jeff Snyder to September 5th. All right, so I have her on mine. You guys don't have her in yours. Okay, well, Felicity Jones so far makes the cut that way. Okay, so Perri, who's next on your list?
All right, so next on my list is my last person, and I will have named everybody. My number 5 right now is Selena Gomez, and I will fully admit that it does make it a little more challenging when someone else in your movie winds up in the same category. But I do think this is going to be one of those situations where we see a double nomination because, again, like I said, when we were talking about Zoe Saldana's potential nomination here, even though we're separating it into lead and supporting categories, it does feel like it hinges on being a successful ensemble piece. And I think that there's going to be widespread enthusiasm for all. And it's going to wind up pushing them all in and getting them all the 3 of them, at least, is the big 3, getting them nominations. And I'm getting the feeling this is going to pan out for her.
So for the Emmys, the first 2 years of Only Building, Selena Gomez was not nominated because, for the first year, Martin Short and Steve Martin were nominated. But for the second year, for the second season, I don't even think Steve Martin was nominated. There was 1 year where he wasn't nominated. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the second season of Murders, he was not nominated. He was nominated for the third, along with Selena Gomez. I agree completely that having 2 actors in a supporting actor field from the same movie, where one of those actors is actually a lead performance put in supporting, which is Zoe Saldana's case, I think it will make it a little difficult for Selena Gomez to get in, despite the fact that she deserves to get in. She's fantastic in the film. She's my number 2 honorable mention at the moment. Jeff, is Selena Gomez on your list?
Anything for Selena.
Yeah?
I have her at number 5.
Well, there you go. All right. Okay. Interesting. This is turning out to be quite the interesting list.
And I think that she missed out on those nominations early in Only Murders run because she had to overcome the stigma of being Selena Gomez and being
didn't take her seriously.
Who's just playing actress. And now that she's Emmy nominated Selena Gomez, I think it does pave the way for an Oscar nomination.
Sure. 100%.
A rising tide lifts all boats, Scott.
And I think that all 3 of them on Only Murders are terrific, and she should have been nominated that first season. and all three actresses are fantastic. In fact, all three actresses were awarded at the Cannes Film Festival, including Selena Gomez. So that could really boost her chances here, and I would love to see her in that top 5. Jeff, do we have everyone on your list?
Yes, we did my 5. I've got a couple of honorable mentions and people we can talk about. Yeah.
Two people I did not get to here.
Wow.
All right, so one here, again, sight unseen. The movie doesn't open until Christmas Day. We'll probably see it, relatively soon. Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. She plays Joan Baez in the film. This movie, I feel like, I say the expression, it could go either way, but I feel like it's going to go the right way because James Mangold is a great director. He directed Walk the Line, which is, another film about classic musicians. Both those actors got nominated, and Reese Witherspoon won for lead actress. But Monica Barbaro, who at this point is best known for Top Gun Maverick, which is one of my all-time faves now. I feel like she has a really, really good chance. Do you guys have her in your honorable mentions at all?
Yeah.
If you do have her.
I had her at 8.
Yeah, I really, really am going with my heart here, also my head, because again, James Mangold is great, and Monica Barbaro I feel like that she's definitely on the rise. And
has there been any announcement in terms of like some sort of like premiere fanfare for that film beyond its release happening later this year?
Not yet, but it's
that does concern me a little.
Here's what doesn't concern me, Perri. It's Searchlight Pictures. They really know what they are doing, after winning Best Picture like 5 times in a 12-year period.
Here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Where does Elle Fanning run?
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, it depends on how much screen time she has in the film. And it could
doesn't feel like a lead. I think she's supporting as well, and that's what could make it hard for Monica because she's going to have to hold off Elle as well.
All right, so neither of you have her on your top 5. My number 5 is an actress who should absolutely have been nominated before, but she was one of the biggest snubs of that year. That's Danielle Deadwyler for Till. And her performance in Piano Lesson is equally magnificent. But, this is where I feel like, there's just only 5 nominees. So it's placed for 5 nominees. So do either of you have her on your honorable mention?
Oh, yeah.
She's number 7.
All right. So honorable mentions for Monica Barbaro for Jeff, and to both of you for Danielle Deadwyler. I have both of them on my top 5.
I think we have 4 nominees and we have to talk about the 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4 nominees we agree on, 4 nominees are obviously Zoe Saldana. We agree on her. Isabella Rossellini. We agree on her. You both had Selena Gomez and Saoirse Ronan.
No,
I didn't have Saoirse.
No, Felicity Jones.
Okay, you both had Selena Gomez and Felicity Jones. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that
I
gives
think those are the 4. Saoirse's the one that we can take off.
Take off?
Well, that's the discussion. Is Saoirse or really Leone?
Yeah. Yeah. Both of those films, okay,
So wait. Let's talk about the rest of the field first. So Danielle Deadwyler, Monica Barbaro, Ingenue Ellis, those all got 1 vote from each of you, I think.
So they don't make it.
There's Joan Chen for Dee Dee, which she was great, but that movie just doesn't seem to be in the conversation much. There's Ariana Grande for Wicked.
And wait, I gotta say, yes, Ariana Grande, I gotta say, everyone's saying Demi Moore for The Substance.
No, that's a lead.
Margaret Qualley,
right?
For The Substance.
I would love to see that happen.
She is fantastic.
Yeah.
I swear. And everyone I know who has seen the movie or posted about it on social media, they'll go, "Oh my God, I can't stop thinking about this film." That's like exactly what you want to hear from someone who sees your movie. I can't stop thinking about it or talking about it. Also, Kaylee Spaney for Civil War. I think that's a real long shot, but you never know. That movie could surprise. It is A24, and they did really well with Everything Everywhere, which opened the theaters around the same time as Civil War and premiered at South by Southwest, just like Civil War.
J-Lo.
I was just going to say, here's my long shot. Jennifer Lopez for Unstoppable.
She was damn good.
She was excellent.
I haven't seen that yet, so I can't comment on the quality of her performance, but I feel like Amazon MGM would probably put more resources behind Ingenue Ellis Taylor for Nickel Boys.
It probably
no, they're not. They're definitely putting more resources behind Miss Jennifer Lopez.
I think there's a lot more faith in Ingenue Ellis's chances.
There's faith, and then there's, do we want Jennifer Lopez back again?
And also, I gotta say, Nickel Boys is not a commercial crowd pleaser, and Unstoppable is absolutely a commercial crowd pleaser.
But we're specifically talking about the awards race. Like, I don't.
They want to keep
people are going to see Unstoppable. I don't know.
I am not convinced that and again, I haven't seen it. This is just from being an outsider looking in and getting a sense of the lay of the land right now. I am not viewing Unstoppable as a major awards contender. Admittedly, I'm not viewing Nickel Boys as one either, because I do very much understand that storytelling format is going to work for some and it's not for others. But I do see that particular film being a case where it walks away with one nomination and it goes to her.
I feel like, okay, Perri, eventually you'll see the film, and I know you'll like it because it's a hard movie not to like. It's based on a true story, underdog sports movie in the vein of Rocky. Got a standing ovation at the Roy Thompson Hall in Toronto. So really comes down to round out our top 5 here. It really comes down to Leonie Benesch for September 5th and Saoirse Ronan for Blitz. And I feel like because of who directed Blitz and because Saoirse Ronan is already a 4-time nominee, I feel like obviously the Academy loves her, and I just feel like Saoirse Ronan should round out the top 5.
I win again.
How do you like them apples?
Probably. Given I've seen one and not the other, I would let my heart take over and veer the other direction. But I do understand we're predicting most likely nominations, and I can get behind Saoirse Ronan right now.
So that's it. So our top 5 are Zoe Saldana for Emilia Pérez, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, Saoirse Ronan for Blitz, Selena Gomez for Emilia Pérez, and Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
We are in agreement.
For now.
Because as we always like to say, this is the first of many times that we will cover the category of supporting actress on FYC. So next time, make sure you watch us cover the category of supporting actor. And before you do that, just scroll down a little while we have you. We don't want to lose you. Just scroll down a little bit. See that little button that says subscribe on Perri's channel. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that button, so you'll be the first to hear about FYC and all the other great content Perri has on her channel. Make sure you subscribe to the InSnyder.com, Jeff Snyder's newsletter, and make sure you watch Jeff on his other YouTube show with Johnny Roca, The Hot Mic. Make sure you share FYC on all your social media platforms so more people can find out about us if they haven't already been watching. If they haven't, shame on you. And make sure you catch me some mornings on KTLA TV covering entertainment, or watch me on KTLA.com. Till the next episode of FYC, you know the drill. On 1, 2, 3, FY.
Nice.
See you
later.
Later.